Welcome back guys. In this video I'll be reviewing Flydigi Vader 4 Pro wireless controller. I'll be covering it on Windows, Linux based SteamOS and Android platforms. The gamepad is even compatible with Nintendo Switch and iOS platforms. I've used a lot of gamepads in the last 25 years. I've been using this gamepad for the last 6 months. It's literally the best gamepad that I have ever used. It's packed with a lot of features. In this video I'll be highlighting them. I'm from India. Flydigi does not sell this gamepad here. I imported it from Banggood, China. Made the payment using PayPal, which used my Axis Bank debit card that had international payment enabled. Paid around $55.85 US including shipping. That's roughly around rupees 4,900. No custom duty was charged. This gamepad usually sells for around $60 on Banggood, China, roughly around rupees 52 to 5,300, and goes on sale from time to time. I'll show you the tracking now. Order was submitted on 10 December 2024. I received the product in India on 23rd December 2024. Didn't face any problems with the customs. Now I'll be doing the unboxing. I've already opened it up. This is the Type-C to Type-A wire, 1.5 meter in length. Okay, it's not a braided cable. You will be getting this manual which highlights the different products developed by Flydigi. Then we have the user manual, very useful. It's in English and Chinese languages. A dongle will also be present inside the box. Plastic cover for the gamepad. Yeah, there's the dongle. This USB dongle is required for connecting our gamepad to our PC via 2.4 GHz wireless mode. Supports 1000 Hz polling rate. Supports X input and T input modes. Next we have the gamepad itself. It's a thing of beauty. Now the first thing that you need to do after unboxing the gamepad is run its calibration mode to calibrate its gyro and thumbsticks. Just place the gamepad on a flat surface, then press select, start and up D-pad buttons together until red LED flashes. This will start the calibration mode. For the first 5 seconds, gyro will get calibrated. Do not move the gamepad. After that, you need to rotate each stick 2 times and then press each trigger 3 times. To exit the calibration mode, just press the select, start and D-pad buttons again. Turn on the gamepad by pressing and holding the home button here. It's on. Start the calibration mode by pressing and holding select, start and D-pad buttons together like this. Waiting for the red color. There it is. Leave the gamepad for 5 seconds. Do not move it. Okay, now I'll calibrate the sticks. Start with left joystick. Rotate it 2 times slowly. This should be enough. Right stick. Rotate it again. Now I'll press the left trigger 3 times. Full press. It's in analog mode. 3 times. That's it. Exit calibration mode. Press and hold select, start and up D-pad buttons. We are done. Turn off the gamepad. Press the home button for about 7 seconds. Gamepad's design is inspired by Xbox controller. It's an ergonomic design. I have small hands. The gamepad sits very nicely in my hands. It weighs around 269 grams. I'll be honest, I was expecting the gamepad to be heavier than this. Standard Xbox controller with 2 AA batteries weighs around 280 grams. Gamepad's weight is very nicely distributed. You should not be experiencing hand fatigue even after using the gamepad for hours. The grip handles come with a textured finish. No chances of the gamepad slipping away while playing a game. No signs of wear and tear even after using the gamepad for about 6 months. It's good to see. Even the bumper buttons have a texture finish, see. Triggers also have it. A texture finish is present on the right side of the left trigger and a texture finish is present on the left side of the right trigger. The gamepad supports 3 modes of connectivity: wired, 2.4 GHz wireless and Bluetooth. In each mode, Gamepad supports Xinput and Dinput protocols. Dinput is used by very old games. The newer games support Xinput. These games will detect this gamepad as an Xbox controller. In these games, you will be able to use the gamepad without any third-party software like Steam input. In wired and 2.4 GHz wireless mode, Gamepad supports 1000 Hz polling rate. In Bluetooth switch controller mode, Gamepad supports 500 Hz polling rate. In Bluetooth Xinput mode and wired switch controller mode, Gamepad supports 125 Hz polling rate. It supports two modes of gyro, one in Nintendo Switch controller mode that you need to configure via Steam input, the other one in Xinput mode via the built-in gyro that you need to configure via Flydigi Space Center Windows application. All of the features of the gamepad can be configured via this Space Station app, and these features even work on other platforms like Android and Linux. I was even able to get the built-in gyro working on GeForce Now cloud game streaming service running on my Android tablet. Yes, you heard it right. Each grip handle and trigger has one asymmetrical motor that has a very powerful vibration intensity, which can be configured via Flydigi Space Station application. I'm a bit surprised that we cannot configure the gamepad via the gamepad itself. It heavily relies on Flydigi's Windows application. Although the body is completely made out of plastic, it does not feel flimsy at all. I mean, just look at the gamepad, looks like a military grade hardware. Now I'll shake the gamepad vigorously. There is no rattling at all. Dead silent. This is my 8-bit 2 Ultimate 2C controller. I'll just shake it now. Yeah, you can hear the rattling. Something is loose inside. It comes with a rechargeable lithium-ion battery having a capacity of 800 mAh. The battery backup is good. On a full battery, gamepad lasted for around 16 to 17 hours before the low battery indicator started flashing. I had vibration enabled and RGB lighting disabled. If vibration was also disabled, pretty sure the gamepad would have lasted for slightly over 20 hours. For charging the gamepad, Flydigi recommends using an adapter that can output 5 volts of voltage. I just use my PC to charge it. Now I'll be talking about the buttons. Flydigi is using mechanical switches for the Xbox style face buttons, and the 8-way D-pad produces a clicky sound. The D-pad is slightly raised, as you can see. It's very easy to execute the diagonal inputs using this gamepad, the D-pad. I'll highlight this in the later part of the video. These micro switches have a better durability than the standard rubber dome based switches. They barely have any travel distance. According to Flydigi, it's 0.3 mm. Rest of the buttons on the gamepad are standard membrane based. This gamepad comes with 6 remappable buttons. Yes, you heard it right. 2 of them are present on the front side, C and Z, can be configured via Flydigi's Windows application, and 4 of them are present on the back side, silent buttons, M1, M3, M4 and M2. On the back side we also have the mode switcher. 3 modes can be seen here. This is the dongle mode, 2.4 GHz. Middle one is the Bluetooth mode, and the extreme right one is the Nintendo Switch mode. The gamepad comes with Hall effect triggers that have a travel distance of 9 mm. Using these trigger lock switches, we can transform these triggers from analog mode to digital switch mode. See, now they are working as micro switches. They have a travel distance of 0.3 mm only. Gets activated instantly the moment I push the trigger. Very useful for first person shooters. If you like playing racing games, change the mode to analog. Look at that travel distance, 9 mm. So smooth. Bumper buttons on this gamepad are very silent. They barely produce any sound. Select and start buttons have an angular design. Again, they are silent. This is the function button. Can be used to switch between Xinput and Dinput modes. This is the home button, used to switch on or switch off the gamepad. A quicker way of switching off the gamepad is to change its mode via the mode switch button. It will instantly switch off the gamepad. You don't need to press and hold the home button for 7 seconds. There are two LED indicators. The top one indicates the mode selected, X input or T input. The bottom indicator will flash red when the battery level is less than 10%. It will light up red when the gamepad is charging, and it will light up green when the gamepad is fully charged. There is a V-shaped indentation right below Flydigi's logo. It houses an RGB LED that can be configured via Flydigi's Windows application. On the bottom side we have these golden pins used to charge the gamepad when it's connected to its dock. Dock is sold separately. The top side houses a Type-C port used to connect the gamepad in wired mode, and these indentations are for connecting the gamepad's mobile clip, which is sold separately. Now I'll be talking about the asymmetrical force adjustable concave design Hall effect joysticks. These joysticks use magnets which make them immune to stick drift. It's a phenomenon where the joystick detects inputs even when we are not moving it. You can call them ghost inputs. The standard potentiometer based joystick is prone to stick drift. The rims of the joysticks have a textured finish. The joysticks are covered in metallic rings. These metallic rings make it very easy for us to move the joystick against the controller's body. Movement is very smooth. Stick is not grinding. Both sticks are removable. You can use an aftermarket joystick with the gamepad. In order to remove the stick, just pull it out. Let's demonstrate this. The process is very simple. See, insert the joystick again. It's highly recommended to use thumb grips for the joysticks in order to prevent their wear and tear that will occur over time from prolonged usage. If you don't use these thumb grips, your joysticks will end up looking like this. They will melt over time. Now what does Flydigi mean by force adjustable joysticks? We can adjust the tension force for these joysticks using the rotary dials that are present around them. Value ranges from 40 to 100 gram force. Value can be changed in 13 steps. Each step changes the value by 5 gram force. The current selected step is highlighted by the inverted triangle icon which is present on the controller's body. When we move the dial in clockwise direction, it increases the damping, allows for a more precise control, makes the stick very stable, should help in improving the aim accuracy. Oh, the stick is so stiff now. And when we move the dial in the counterclockwise direction, it makes the stick very loose, should help in reducing hand fatigue. Set it to minimum. Left stick. Wow, the stick is so loose. It's literally floating. See, rebounding. Not happening here. On the right stick, so stiff. Completely up to you what values you want to use. Personally, I just set the step value to 7, which sets the tension force value to 70 gram force for both of the sticks. Now I'll be covering the gamepad on Windows platform. We'll be highlighting its features. This is ROG Ally running on Windows 11 handheld PC. First I'll be highlighting the different connectivity modes, their polling rates, and how to switch between X input and T input protocols. I have connected my Blitzful TH8 dock to ROG Ally. I'll be using this dock to connect the gamepad to ROG Ally via 2.4 GHz wireless and wired modes. I'll start with the wired mode. First, just connect the Type-C part of the wire to the gamepad like this. Now connect the Type-A part to the dock. First, I'll be using the gamepad in X input mode. So what you need to do is set the mode switch to dongle. Now just press the home button. This should start the gamepad. When the top LED indicator lights up white in color, this means the gamepad is in X input mode. You can verify this via Steam. Just open Steam's Windows app. Click on Steam here. Click on settings. Click on controller here. Check the name of the controller. It should be Xbox 360. This means the gamepad is in X input mode. In order to switch to D input mode, what you need to do is press and hold the function and A buttons together for a few seconds until the top LED indicator lights up blue in color. Holding the buttons. This will change the name of the controller as well. See, its name is Flydigi Vader 3. When the gamepad is in T input mode, you need to configure it first via Steam input. Begin setup. See, just press the keys that show up on the screen. The input mode is only for very old games. Better to just run the game in X input mode. I'll show you how to switch back to it. Just need to press and hold the function and X buttons together for a few seconds until the top LED indicator lights up white in color. Holding the buttons. Yeah. Color change to white. Xbox 360 controller. In X input mode, both gyro and vibration will work. But we need to configure the gyro first via Flydigi's Windows application. I'll show you this in the later part of the video. I ran the Gamepadla test for this mode. These are the results. Max polling rate 1000 Hz, stability 83.64%. Check out the latency values. Minimum latency 0.5 milliseconds, average latency only 1.2 milliseconds, max latency 4 milliseconds. On Windows platform in wired connectivity mode, the gamepad can also be used as a Nintendo Switch controller. This way you will be able to use gyro via Steam input. Even vibration will work, but this mode does not support analog triggers. The triggers will work as digital switches. To use this mode, all you need to do is set the mode switch to NS like this. Now just open Steam controller settings. Waiting for it to show up here. There it is, Nintendo Switch Pro controller. From here you can toggle the game rumble feature. If you want to use the Xbox style face button layout for your Switch controller, enable this setting. Use Nintendo button layout. Test the device inputs. I'll just demonstrate the triggers. Pressing the left trigger, as you can see it's working as a switch, digital switch. Same thing for the right trigger. So this is a drawback when it comes to using Nintendo Switch controller on Windows. Need to calibrate gyro first before using it. Click on open next to calibration advanced settings. There is gyro calibration. Tap on it. Place the gamepad on a flat surface. Now tap on calibrate. Do not move it. Tap on continue. Wait for the process to complete. Done. Go back and also enable this setting. Enable Steam input for Switch Pro controllers. This is the Gamepadla test result for this connectivity mode. Max polling rate 125 Hz. Average polling rate 125 Hz. 100% stability. Minimum latency value 7 milliseconds. Max latency 8.96 milliseconds. Now I'll be connecting the gamepad to ROG Ally via 2.4 GHz wireless mode. Disconnect the wires first. Connect the USB dongle to the top. Set the mode switch to dongle. Now just switch on the controller by pressing the home button. LED indicator lights up white in color. This means the gamepad is in X input mode. Open Steam controller settings. Check the name of the controller. Yeah, it's Xbox 360. You can test the inputs from here. Calibration settings. Click on joysticks. First we have the left joystick. Select it. Press Y button to test the joystick dead zone area. Here the smaller circle inside the bigger circle represents the dead zone area. Now move the left joystick. White dot represents our movement. When we are inside the smaller circle, no input will get detected. Now we are outside, input will get detected. In order to change the size of this dead zone area, access this setting. Left joystick dead zone. Move the slider to the right in order to increase the dead zone area. See. Move to the left in order to decrease the dead zone area. It's not recommended to completely remove the dead zone area. It will make the stick very sensitive. I'll stick with the default setting. Reset to default. Next key. There you go. It's the same thing for right joystick. You can test it. Change the dead zone area. It's up to you. Gyro calibration will not work in this mode. In order to switch to the input mode, just press and hold the function and A buttons together for a few seconds until the top LED indicator lights up blue in color. See, it will change the name of the controller to Flydigi Vader 4. Again, you need to run the setup process before you can use it via Steam input. Switch back to X input mode by pressing and holding the function and X buttons together for a few seconds until the LED indicator lights up white in color. There you go. Waiting for the name change. Worked. Both rumble and gyro work in 2.4 GHz wireless mode with X input protocol. Ran the gamepad test for this connectivity mode. These are the results. Maximum polling rate 1000, stability 92.83%, Minimum latency 1 milliseconds, average latency 1.08 milliseconds, max latency 3 milliseconds. Excellent results. Over Bluetooth mode, the gamepad can be connected to our PC as an Xinput controller or a Nintendo Switch controller. I'll be connecting it as an Xinput controller. Just set the mode switch to Bluetooth. Place it in the middle like this. Now just open the Bluetooth settings of your PC. I have already enabled Bluetooth settings. Now just click on add device here, Bluetooth. Just press and hold the home button for a few seconds until the LED indicator flashes rapidly like this. Yeah, gamepad will show up as an Xbox wireless controller. Select it, connecting. The device is ready to go. Connection was successful. Blinking has stopped. Stable white light. In Steam controller settings, the gamepad will show up as an Xbox One controller. In this mode, both gyro and vibration works. Game rumble enabled. Gamepad LA test results for this connectivity mode. Max polling rate 125 Hz, stability 103%, minimum latency value 1 milliseconds, average latency value 7.73 milliseconds, maximum latency 15.81 milliseconds. These are good results. Usually the stability is very bad for Bluetooth controllers. Now I'll be honest, for casual gaming 125 Hz polling rate is enough. This is the polling rate value which is used by Xbox controllers. Now I'll set the mode switch to Nintendo Switch. We'll be connecting the gamepad to my PC via Bluetooth mode. Enable Bluetooth. Open Bluetooth settings. Tap on add device. Tap on Bluetooth. Switch on the gamepad. Press and hold the home button for a few seconds until the LED indicator flashes rapidly. There it is. Okay, it showed up as input selected. Yeah, Pro controller connected. LED light has stopped blinking. Stable blue color. Open Steam controller setting. The gamepad will show up as a Nintendo Switch Pro controller. Again, you need to calibrate the gyro. Click on open next to calibrate and advanced setting. Go to gyro calibration and do the calibration process again. This mode does not support analog triggers. The triggers will work as digital switches, as you can see. This mode supports both gyro and rumble. Gamepad LA test results for this mode. Max polling rate 500 Hz, stability 80.6%, minimum latency value 1 milliseconds, average latency value only 2.48 milliseconds, max latency 11.66 milliseconds. Now I'll be showing you how to configure the gamepad setting using Flydigi Space Station Windows application. Download it from their website. I'll give its link in the description. Just need to click on Flydigi Space. Supports Vader 4.3. Download will start. The app won't detect our gamepad if it's connected to our PC in Bluetooth mode, but our saved settings will even work with the gamepad being used in Bluetooth mode. Run the setup.exe file. Double click. OK. Select the language. Specify the install directory. I'll use the default one. Create a desktop shortcut. Optional. Next. Install. Wait for the process to complete. Installation done. Click on finish. Waiting for the app to launch. Set the mode switch to dongle. This window will pop up. Switch on the controller. Should get detected automatically. There you go. Reading controller configuration. The gamepad is ready to be configured. In order to update this application, click on the settings cog here. Now click on update. Latest version is running 3.4.8. No update is available. In order to update the gamepad's firmware, just click on its icon here. Click on update next to both of these options, controller version, dongle version. Already the latest one. Same thing for the dongle. This is the PC config section. It includes the following subsections: home, button, joystick, gyro, trigger, general. Home subsection basically displays the summary of our settings. Deadzone 0x0. Gamepad supports 4 profiles and we can switch among these profiles on the fly by pressing the hotkey combo. Select plus any of the face buttons X, Y, B or A. Need to enable one settings in order to use this feature. Just click on function settings here. This page will pop up. From here you need to enable this setting, quick switch configuration. From here you can also adjust the sleep time. By default 15 minutes is selected. After this period of time the controller goes to sleep and can be awakened by pressing the home button. I'll cover these settings in the joystick section. Now just close this window. Back to this page. Current profile selected regular. I'll just switch to the shooting profile. All I need to do is press the hotkey combo, select and B, like this. See, profile change. Now I'll switch to the fighting profile. All I need to do is press the hotkey combo, select and X. That worked. I'll switch to the racing profile, press the hotkey combo, select and Y. Worked again. Switch to regular profile by pressing the hotkey combo, select and A. Moving on to the button subsection. From here we can remap the keys of the gamepad. We can even map keyboard keys to the gamepad keys. Yes, you heard it right. For example, just tap on the bar next to A face button. I'll just hit the enter keyboard key. There you go. When I press the A key of the gamepad, enter keyboard key will get executed. From here we can even assign keys to the 6 remappable buttons, as you can see. I'll just map X face button to C button. Tap on the bar next to C. Now just press the X face button. That worked. Now when I press the C macro button on the gamepad, X button will get executed. The process is that simple. From here we can use rapid fire macro and multifunction features. Select rapid fire. Trigger method, hold on for rapid fire, release to stop. Other option, press for rapid fire and select the first one. Rapid fire frequency per second 15. Save. Click on test here. If we move the sticks here, we can see the live polling rate hitting 1000 Hz. Now I'll press and hold the C macro button. Keep an eye on the X face button. Yeah, function is getting executed as if I am rapidly pressing the X key. Back to rapid fire setting. I'll just disable it. Click on the drop down bar below trigger method off. It's disabled. Save. Now I'll show you how to create a macro. Click on macro here. Give the desired input. I'll just move the stick. Press a few face buttons. Click on save. This is the combo. Test. Press the C button. Let's see what happens. Yeah, my macro got executed. Works very nicely. Remove the macro by deleting it. Clear. Save. It's gone. Next we have multifunction. Click on the drop down bar next to C. Yeah, mouse keys can be assigned to it. Left mouse click. Save. Running a mouse test, I'll just press the C button on my gamepad. Left mouse click function is getting executed. This is amazing. Next we have the joystick subsection. First we have the left joystick. From this drop down bar below map to, we can map keyboard or even mouse to our left joystick. I'll stick with the default value, left joystick. Next we have the sensitivity curve. The default curve is a linear one. I would not recommend changing this unless you know what you are doing. You can change the values like this. See, switch to custom. Let's go back to default. If you end up messing everything, instant, delay, go back to default. Scroll down. Using these two sliders you can adjust the joystick center and edge dead zone values. Again, don't change these settings unless you know what you are doing. I'll stick with the default ones. Click on default. This gamepad supports both circular and rectangular track algorithms for its joysticks. The rectangular track algorithm offers a higher acceleration and a longer range for the diagonal movements of the stick compared to circular track algorithm. When you're using the circular track algorithm, a lower acceleration will be produced for the diagonal movement of the stick compared to moving the stick in up, down, left or right direction. But this mode helps in tracing a perfect circular track, usually recommended for FPS games. So what I do is use the rectangular track algorithm for my left stick and set it to circular for the right joystick, like this. I'll run the circularity test on hardware tester website. Test circularity first for the left stick, rotate it. Got an average error of around 8.7%. 9%. This is with rectangular track algorithm. Now I'll test the right stick, circular algorithm. Yeah, got an average error of 0.0%. You can see the pointer is not going beyond the circle, its boundary. But just check out the pointer for the left stick, diagonal. It's going past the boundary of the circle, longer diagonal range. Not happening in the case of right joystick. This is the difference. Back to joystick settings. Access the advanced setting by clicking on click here. First we have joystick debounce setting. Just place the mouse on the question mark here. It will show you the description. This setting basically filters out the joystick sensor noise. With this setting disabled, we will observe some fluctuation in the range of 0.0012 to 0.002. Need to enable this setting in order to use the joystick automatic calibration setting. This setting is very useful. It automatically recalibrates the joystick center point when the stick is left stationary for 3 seconds. I'll show you the effect of joystick debounce algorithm. I have it disabled for the time being. Just go to Gamepad hardware tester website. Now just check out the values for axis 0, 1, 2 and 3. I'm not moving the sticks, but some small variations can be seen here. Open joystick advanced settings. Enable joystick debounce setting. Also enable joystick automatic calibration. Go back to the same website. Now check out the values for axis 0, 1, 2 and 3. They are stable. Noise has been filtered out. Joystick auto calibration setting will come in handy when you change the tension force for the stick while you're playing the game on the fly. It will automatically calibrate the central resting point. Next we have joystick accuracy setting. Just set it to the highest value. It basically sets the resolution of the joystick. With 12-bit setting, joystick will be able to track very precise movement. Flydigi has provided case references. Xbox LE2 controller has an accuracy of 9-bit and a polling rate of 125 Hz. DualSense controller has a polling rate of 250 Hz and an accuracy of 8-bit. Next setting, joystick polling rate. Just set it to the max value 1000 Hz. According to Flydigi, the polling rate of the controller has no impact on the controller's battery life. I'll be honest, 500 Hz polling rate is more than enough for a gamepad. 1000 Hz is a bit overkill. It basically represents the speed at which the joystick converts the player's input into game control commands. Next we have joystick center sensitivity. Not sure how it affects the joystick's accuracy, so I'll just stick with the default setting, mid. Last but not least, we have the joystick rebound algorithm. It's disabled by default. Now when we push the joystick towards the edge and then release it suddenly, the stick rebounds a bit before coming to a still. This rebound effect is more aggressive at lower tension force value. This algorithm counters this rebound effect, but Flydigi recommends disabling this setting for FPS games. According to them, if this algorithm is enabled, it will make the joystick less smoother when we move it from left to right direction and vice versa. Next we have the gyro subsection. From here we can configure the built-in gyro that even works with Xinput mode. FPS section. Click on the drop down bar next to map to. We can map the gyro to left joystick, right joystick, even mouse. I'll just demonstrate mouse here. Select it. X and Y sensitivity values can be adjusted from these sliders. I'll stick with the default values. Way to turn on gyro. These options are available. Press to power on, press again to power off. I don't like this option. Press and hold the power on, release to power off. I'll select this one. Power on button can be selected from here. I'll just use the left trigger. That's it. Now I'll activate gyro by pressing and holding the left trigger. Pressed it. Moving my mouse, see, it's working. It's very sensitive. I'll just map the gyro to right joystick, FPS, racing section. In racing games, we use left joystick to steer our vehicles. So map the gyro to left joystick. Power on button, use the right trigger. This change the settings for Even the FPS section, I'll go back to right joystick, restore current page, map to right joystick, power on button, left trigger, press and hold to power on, release to power off. Trigger subsection. First we have the stroke settings, indicates the range of motion in which triggers are effective. 0 to 255, would not recommend changing these settings. Trigger vibration can be enabled or disabled from here. Disable the vibration. Intensity value can be changed using this slider. By default set to 50. It's very powerful. Trigger amplitude indicate the minimum and maximum values of trigger amplitude. Again I'll stick with the default settings. Moving on to the general section. RGB lighting can be tweaked from here. Select the different lighting presets. Click on the drop down bar below lighting mode. Steady color. Breathing. Here you can see the change. Different color palettes. Brightness level can be adjusted. Time. From here we can enable or disable the controller vibration. Disabled it. Test vibration. The motors in the grip handles of the gamepad is vibrating. Intensity can be increased or decreased from here. Completely up to you. Next we have the switch mode config section. The gamepad supports 4 onboard config profiles. Select your profile. Make the changes. Save them by clicking on the floppy icon here. Just to be clear, our settings are saved on the gamepad itself. Flydigi Space Station application does not need to be running in the background in order to use our settings. Our settings will even work on other platforms like Android and Linux. You can close the application now. Just wanted to show how easy it is to execute the diagonal inputs using this gamepad's 8-way D-pad. See, top left, top right, bottom right, bottom left again. I'm not even looking at the D-pad, I'm just looking at the virtual buttons. Now I'll be testing the gamepad's gyro. First the built-in gyro that works in Xinput mode. Now I observed one problem with it. When I quickly press the gyro activation button, the joystick suddenly moves in a random direction. I'll just demonstrate this. Press the left trigger quickly, not moving the gamepad, but the right joystick is moving in random directions. I just press and hold the left trigger slowly. The movement is less erratic. Hopefully, the gamepad's algorithm will filter out these random movements. I just launched Resident Evil 5. Yeah, we are in. Gamepad is connected to ROG Ally via 2.4 GHz wireless mode Xinput protocol. I'll just activate gyro by pressing the activation button. In this case, it's the left trigger. Holding it. Okay, not observing any erratic movement now. See, I saw the erratic movement of the right stick in the Flydigi Space Center tester app. Not observing it here. Now just check out the accuracy. Moving the gamepad up, down. Wow, this is amazing. So accurate. Right, left. I'm tracing a circle. Amazing. Now I'll test the gyro in Bluetooth mode. We are in. This time the gamepad is connected to Ally via Bluetooth mode Xinput protocol. I'll activate the gyro by pressing the left trigger. Hold it. Here, check out the accuracy. Not bad. Sensitivity decreased after switching from 2.4 GHz wireless to Bluetooth mode. Seems to be less accurate. Polling rate dropped to around 125 Hz. So if you want to use gyro using this gamepad, I would recommend connecting it to your PC via 2.4 GHz wireless mode. Now I'm using the gamepad as a Switch Pro controller connected to Ally via Bluetooth mode. Just access Steam input settings by clicking on the controller icon below the game's box art. You need to set gyro behavior to gyro to joystick camera beta from this drop down bar. Click on the settings box next to it. Set the gyro activation key. Click on the bar next to it, button behavior. I have selected the left trigger. Highlight it. Click on the drop down bar next to button behavior. Using hold to enable gyro option. Other options up to you. Back. Joystick output, right stick, left stick for racing games. Go back to this page. By default, gyro sensitivity was set to a low value. I think it was set to 2 times. I increased the value to 30 times. You may need to change this setting depending on the game. Run the gyro calibration from here. Click on calibrate. Place the gamepad on a flat surface. Continue. Process complete. Yeah, we are in. I'll activate the gyro by holding the left trigger. Yeah, it's working. Check out the accuracy. Left, right, up and down. Not bad. But I think the built-in gyro was more accurate than this Switch Pro gyro. Both of these gyros will even work on Steam Deck. Completely up to you which gyro you want to use. This is Steam Deck running on SteamOS. I'll be connecting the gamepad to it via 2.4 GHz wireless mode. Plugged in the dongle. I'll test gyro in Resident Evil 5. Mode switch set to dongle on the back side. Switch on the controller. Should get detected. Yeah, it's working. See, as an Xbox controller, show you the controller settings. Controller, Xbox 360. From here you can adjust the Steam input dead zone areas if you want. Completely up to you. Calibration advanced settings. Stick, this is for left joystick. Right joystick. Dead zone slider. The smallest circle inside the bigger circle is the dead zone area. Stick with the default settings. Yeah, we are in. Using Flydigi's Space Station Windows application, I had mapped the gyro activation key to the left trigger and just hold it. Yeah, it's working. Even on SteamOS, see? This is amazing. Check out the gyro accuracy. It's stable. Sensitivity can be adjusted via the Space Station application. No issues here. Even the back grip macro buttons are working. Everything is working. You can see I'm sprinting. I'm actually holding the back grip macro button. Now I will test the gamepad in Bluetooth mode. So both gyro and vibration work in 2.4 GHz wireless mode. Set the mode switch to Bluetooth. Open Steam Deck's Bluetooth settings. Enable Bluetooth from here. Switch on the gamepad by pressing the home button. Now press and hold this button until the top LED indicator flashes rapidly like this. Now wait for the controller to show up here. There it is. Can take a few seconds to show up. Tap on it. Waiting for the connection. Yeah, it's successful. Blinking has stopped. Stable light. Working as an Xbox controller. Steam Deck controller settings. Deck will detect it as an Xbox One controller. We are in. I'm just testing the macro buttons. See, all of them are working. That's good to see. Now I'll test gyro. This is the gamepad connected to Steam Deck over Bluetooth mode. Xinput. And gyro is working. Amazing. It's accurate. The crosshair is not jumping erratically. And just shoot. Oh, the gamepad is vibrating. Even rumble works. Very good results. Latency is not a problem. I've already shown you the gamepad LA results for this gamepad in Bluetooth mode. Excellent stability. Now I'll use the gamepad as a Switch Pro controller. move the mode switch to NS. We'll be using Bluetooth to connect the gamepad to the device. Turn on the gamepad, press the home button, press and hold the home button until the LED indicator flashes rapidly. Enable Bluetooth on Steam Deck. Yeah, it's blinking. Wait for the gamepad to show up. There it is, Pro Controller, tap on it. Pairing process going on. It's done. Gamepad is working. Just open the Steam controller settings. Here the gamepad will be detected as a Nintendo Switch Pro controller. This mode does not support analog triggers. Triggers work as digital switches. If we want to use Xbox style face button layout, just enable use Nintendo button layout setting. You need to calibrate the gyro before using it. You can test the inputs from here. I'll just demonstrate the triggers. As you can see, they are working as digital switches. Triggers are vibrating. Just open calibration advanced settings. Go to gyro calibration. Place the gamepad on a flat surface. Tap on calibrate. Continue. Wait for the process to complete. It's done. Now just open the game Steam input setting, the game that you want to run. Select the controller icon here. Select your gamepad, Nintendo Switch Pro controller. From here you need to set gyro behavior to gyro to joystick camera beta. If gyro still does not work, just run the calibration from here. Open gyro settings. Set the gyro activation button. Select button behavior. I have selected the left trigger. Just highlight it. Button behavior, hold to enable gyro. I have maxed out the gyro sensitivity from here. 30 times. Yeah, we are in. Gamepad will work as a standard Xbox controller with no analog triggers. Just activate gyro by holding the left trigger. That worked. Test the accuracy. Left, right. Seems to be working fine. Crosshair is not moving erratically. This is Switch Pro controller gyro. Rumble is also working. Triggers are vibrating. It's a shame that this mode does not support analog triggers. Now I'll test the gamepad on Android platform. This is my Xiaomi Pad 6 running on Android 14. On Android platform, the gamepad works as an Xinput controller when connected to the device over Bluetooth mode. It also supports another mode called Android Flashplay. It is required to be used with Flydigi's Space Center Android application. Using this application, we can map the gamepad's controls to a game's virtual controls, very useful in games that do not support gamepads. First, I'll test the Xinput mode, show you how to connect the gamepad to an Android device. First, just set the mode switch to Bluetooth right in the middle. Turn on the gamepad, press the home button. Open your device's Bluetooth settings. Bluetooth is on. Now press and hold the home button for a few seconds until the LED light flashes rapidly. Like this. Look for the gamepad, refresh. It will show up as an Xbox controller. There it is. Xbox wireless controller, tap on it. Waiting for the pairing prompt, tap on pair. The process is that simple. Gamepad is connected, it vibrated. First I'll be running Call of Duty Mobile, very popular game, even supports gamepads. Open the controller settings, from here check the setting, enable controller support, gamepad connected, controller type Xbox, should work now. Jumped into the match. Yeah, the gamepad is working as you can see. Even the macro buttons are working. Sprint macro. Now I'll test the gyro. Press and hold the left trigger to activate it. Yeah, it's working. Let's check its accuracy. Not bad. My Gulikit KK3 Max gamepad also had built-in gyro, but it was not as accurate as Vader 4 Pro's gyro. Enemy. Latency is not a problem. Crosshair does not exhibit any erratic movement. Okay, rumble feature is not working. I'll test another game. I wanted to test Grid Legends. This is why I switched to Poco F6. Xiaomi Pad 6 does not support it. This device has Android 15. Game officially supports gamepads, controls, Xbox One wireless controller detected. Race is about to start. Accelerating. Gamepad is vibrating, so the rumble feature does work on Android platform when the gamepad is connected to the device via Bluetooth mode. It may be due to Android 15. Older versions of Android may not support rumble. Not sure about this. Now I'll be trying out Flydigi's Android application. Show you how to use the key mapping feature in games that do not support controllers. Download the application from Play Store, Flydigi Game Center. Go to the device section. From here, just tap on Connect. Select Vader 4 Pro. This is how you switch to Flashplay mode. You need to press and hold the function and Y keys together until the indicator light turns blue. Change the control to Flashplay mode. Quickly do this. Function button, Y button, hold them. LED color is white. Change to blue. Release. Yeah, this prompt will pop up. Tap on pair. Connected. Current mode, Flashplay. You can upgrade the gamepad's firmware from this application. This is the current firmware, 6.9.3.3. Unfortunately, this app's floating icon never showed up on my devices with Android 14 and 15, so I was not able to use the key mapping feature of this application. I had to install this application on my old OnePlus 7 that has Android 11. On that device, the app's floating icon popped up. I'll show you the key mapping feature in Granny Android game. Go back, tap on the device section. You just need to add the game here. Tap on Add Games. Select your game from here. There's Granny. Mapping mode. Confirm. Now you just need to launch the game from here. It requires enable floating window permission. Go to settings. Display over other app. Flydigi Game Center. Allow. Back to the app. Launch the game. If the application was working properly, its floating icon should have popped up by now. I'll switch to OnePlus 7. The sellotape is preventing the device's screen from falling off. Launch the game. Start the game. This is the floating icon that I was talking about. Just tap on it. I'll map the gamepad controls to the game's virtual controls. This window will pop up. New profile. I'll just map the right stick to the right side of the display, right here. We'll use it to look around, move the camera. Left stick to the left virtual joystick. A button to hand button here. Just drag the gamepad's A key and drop it on the hand virtual control like this. You can configure its setting. Normal function, continuous, instant, completely up to you. B key to settings. X key to this virtual control. Access right stick settings. Tap on perspective. You can invert the X and Y axis by enabling these settings. Again, it's up to you. I'll max out the sensitivity, horizontal, vertical. Confirm. And just tap on save here. Name it anything you want. Confirm. Back to the game. Yeah, gamepad is working. Key mapping work. See. I'll press the X key. Okay, it's for crouching. Open the door. Press the A key. You can see the gamepad's prompt. We can even hide the gamepad prompt. Just open the Flydigi Center menu. Tap on show here. Gamepad prompt is gone. Completely up to you. Tap on hide. See them again. Using this app, we can even enable vibration. Tap on more here. Vibration. Enable the vibration trigger button. I'll just add A. Press to trigger. Vibration intensity increase, max it out. Confirm. Now I'll press the A key. Oh my god, the gamepad is vibrating. Max intensity, reduce it a bit. Now I'm using GeForce Now Startup, Singapore based server. Gamepad should work with it as well. Launch Cyberpunk. We are in, getting a ping of around 80 milliseconds from India. FPS is within a range of 50 to 60. Check out the real world input delay, it's manageable. Button latency. This much amount of input delay is expected considering the ping is on the higher side. Okay, the gamepad's gyro is also working. I'll just press and hold the left trigger. Move the gamepad. Yeah, it's working. This is amazing. There is some input delay. It's due to the high ping, but the gyro definitely works. Even the back grip buttons work. Just pressed one. Crouch. Time to conclude the video. In my honest opinion, Vader 4 Pro is an excellent gamepad for $60. It has very good compatibility with Windows, Android and SteamOS, the platforms that I tested. Officially, it's even compatible with Nintendo Switch and iOS. Supports 3 modes of connectivity: wired, 2.4 GHz wireless and Bluetooth. Each mode supports Xinput protocol, gyro and vibration. And all of these features work not only on Windows but also on Android and SteamOS. Its built-in gyro can be used in X input mode, which supports analog triggers, unlike Nintendo Switch Pro controller that only supports digital switches for its triggers. It has Hall effect triggers that support vibration. Asymmetrical motors are used. The trigger lock switch transforms the analog trigger into a micro switch with a travel distance of 0.3 mm only. The micro switch trigger literally works like a mouse click. Micro switches are used for the triggers, face buttons and even the D-pad. These switches are more durable than the standard rubber dome based buttons. Gamepad's design is very ergonomic. Weight is very nicely distributed. You should not be experiencing fatigue even after using the gamepad for hours. It's very easy to execute the diagonal inputs using this 8-way D-pad, which is slightly elevated. It produces a very nice clicky sound. Gamepad has a good battery backup. Should easily last for around 20 hours. With vibration and RGB lighting disabled. The 6 remappable buttons come in very handy. The gamepad can be configured using Flydigi's Space Station Windows application. The gamepad has some of the best joysticks in the market right now. I know that now we have some gamepads with TMR sticks that offer higher sensitivity and lower power draw, but these joysticks are still more than enough for the vast majority of gamers. The key selling point here is the flexibility of these joysticks. You can increase or decrease the damping by using the rotary dials that are present around these joysticks. Make the stick stiff or loosen it up, completely up to you. Gamepad supports both circular and rectangular track algorithms for its joysticks. The sticks are even removable. Use Hall effect sensors, basically immune to stick trip. You can create multiple controller profiles using Flydigi's Windows application and save them on the onboard storage. But I'm a bit disappointed that we cannot configure most of the gamepad features using the gamepad itself. Need to use their Windows application. For example, I cannot map any controller key to the 6 remappable buttons using the gamepad itself. Even budget-friendly controllers support this feature. On Android 14 and 15, I was not able to get the gamepad's Android Flashplay mode working properly. The Android app's floating icon never popped up on my devices. In order to get it working, I had to use a device with Android 11. Flydigi may need to update their application. Hopefully, they'll look into this soon. That's it with the video guys. I hope you find it useful. Thanks for watching and have a nice day.